Why didn't he go Super Saiyan? Hey guys, MasakoX here. Now this what if is something I've been putting off for the longest time due to the fact that I thought this would be a rather simple affair that I could do in, say, a what if lightning round, for example. But once again, I was wrong to assume things about what ifs because there's a lot to unpack here. Heck, we even referred to this whole phenomena in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and it's only now they're actually covering it on this very channel. And that idea we're talking about is, what if Gohan went Super Saiyan early? How early, Masako? When the android showed up? Before then? During the 3 years of training? When? Well, close, but I think we all know when it should have exactly happened. Yes, right after Goku launched the Spirit Bomb against Freeza and everybody thought they were in the clear, but no surprise, Freeza was still there and took out 2 of the 4 remaining soldiers and posse people within the blink of an eye. Piccolo was almost fatally wounded and Gohan took it pretty hard, and judging from the fact that we were about to see Goku do the same thing, we kind of thought, well, Gohan should have done the same thing. He was strong and, you know, he had emotional trauma. That pretty much ticks all the boxes, but nada. And lo and behold, we get Goku doing the Super Saiyan thing in the most iconic shot from the entire show. But something about that whole scenario just didn't feel quite right. Granted, we all know why things happened the way they did. Goku's the main character, so any kind of brand new phenomena or power you gotta show in Dragon Ball, it's gotta be shown with Goku first. Or at least Goku's gotta get it very quickly after somebody else shows it. And this is despite the fact that Vegeta was taunting us and teasing us about this power for the majority of the Namek saga. In any case, Super Saiyan is meant to come out of pure, raw emotion, due to great hardship, trauma, fury, and rage. So why didn't Gohan get this power in the Saiyan saga? Psych! You thought I was going to talk about the whole Namek phenomena? No, that'd be way too obvious. No, we're going to go back to the first time that it happened, back in the Saiyan saga. But Masako! Gohan was far too young to have that power. It's practically impossible. But I must admit you were pretty sneaky with that little hint there, so I'll remain subscribed for now. As I said, I could have explored that whole scenario with Gohan going Super Saiyan on Namek, but those are people think about that. It's a common concept in the world of what-if-ery. I want to try and do things a little bit differently here. I want to see where we can go, how far we can push the envelope. So let's talk about today, what if Gohan went Super Saiyan early, but really early? Just push it back a little bit further to see whether we can still get a compelling story. Right. Let's get on with it. As you may know, the Saiyan saga was a pretty fraught one for the Dragon Ball Z fighters. Those fighters had been training to take on Vegeta and Nappa in the hope that Goku would show up to try and bolster their ranks. Unfortunately, he didn't quite make it in time, so it meant that Tenshinhan, Yamcha, and Chaozu, they pretty much had bitten the dust already, so oops. And then we're gonna get Gohan almost being blasted to smithereens by Nappa's Bomber DX, only for Piccolo to step in and show how much he truly cared for the brat when he just sacrifices himself in one of the most iconic shots of that entire arc, let alone in the entire franchise. However, what we're going to do here to try and make this work is going to take a leap out of the whole what if Goku went Super Saiyan early thing when he was a kid, one of the earliest what ifs on this channel. In that story, Goku was able to go Super Saiyan back in the whole King Piccolo saga when Krillin was defeated and killed by Tambourine. So just taking that whole thing, that whole emotional thing, it was all there, but Toriyama hadn't thought of Super Saiyan. But if he knew about that form back then I think it would have ticked all the boxes for that time. So we're going to take all of that from there and put it here. Really, I think it could be justified a little bit more because the power levels we were talking about back in the day were barely in the triple digits. Nowadays, with Gohan being over 1,000, at least in terms of power levels we knew, he's effectively 10 times stronger than Kid Goku was, so it should be more likely to work. Yes, I know there is an age difference, but I think it all balances out. Gohan's stronger, but younger. Piccolo tearfully disappears from this world, as does Kami because, you know, linked, and Gohan's rage explodes. Yes, that does happen in the original, but instead of just a simple Masenko blast to take on Nappa, we're gonna get something a little bit more complex and more dramatic than that. The legendary Super Saiyan, all arising from a crying infant. Why am I getting a really bad case of deja vu right now? Gohan screams out, his body pulsating, and it causes Nappa to remain stunned for just a second, something he wasn't expecting. He's then threatening Gohan that he's going to be doing the same thing to the brat and, you know, kind of taunting and yeah, because Nappa doesn't really know how strong Gohan is right now because he doesn't have his scouter. The boy doesn't respond as the ground starts to quake and crack underneath them all. Suddenly, Vegeta begins to notice something. His scouter is exploding with brand new numbers he thought he wouldn't see on planet Earth. Over 10,000, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. The last number that he sees before the scouter explodes off of his face is over 49,000. Needless to say, that leaves Vegeta speechless. Nappa isn't sure what to do right now because Vegeta hasn't said anything or instructed him to do anything, so he's just gonna blunder in and try and kill the brat because that's pretty much what he's been doing for decades. Needless to say, again, he does not know how strong Gohan is. He just thinks that, this kid's just having a little tantrum. Don't worry, I'll fix him up with pain. We now get Gohan launching a Masenko, and it goes straight through Nappa, vaporizing him almost on contact. Because this is like almost 10 times stronger than Nappa. Yeah, Nappa's toast. Meanwhile, Goku is speeding towards the area, having now just arrived on Earth, but stops in midair because he sensed something pretty big, something he has never seen before. He could also see a brilliant white light over the horizon, not sure exactly what it is, and then noticing that it's fading. It's something that cannot be good. What is this power exactly? Well, it doesn't feel like Raditz's did, you know, like a typical Saiyan. It feels like it's a blend of something, like kind of human-y almost? No way. Goku then rushes to the scene, noticing the charred remains of a Saiyan, Piccolo's dead body, Vegeta standing there in absolute shock, and Gohan, at least I think that's Gohan, the prince is looking truly terrified. Now that Nappa is gone and the scouter is gone so no one can listen in, there's nobody to hear his fear and terrified screams. But then Gohan turns on Goku, giving him one of the hardest looks imaginable. Something that Goku would never expect from a kid. But there's something about that look which seems very, very familiar. He can almost sense the emotions coming out of Gohan. It's kind of reminiscent as he was before he became Nozaru. It's some kind of wild primeval instinct that is taking over his body, but it's not quite the same. This new power is not like the old power, especially for the fact there's no moon. Like, what's going on? But Goku can sense that deep down, Gohan is still in there, and he must be absolutely scared. This new power tearing him apart. As that's going on, Vegeta is doing some quick maths. He's hatching a plan. Gohan is snarling and sputtering at Goku, barely able to contain the new energy that is flowing through his veins. It's spewing out in all directions, destroying rock faces, entire mountains. It's just shooting off of him. Not being able to contain this power, it's just going everywhere. Goku tries to speak to Gohan, but then Gohan launches a blast at him from distracting him from his main prize of Vegeta, and Goku has to go Kaioken just to try and get out of the way in time. But he is caught out and he falls to the ground with Gohan looming over him, preparing another blast. But then, there's no more energy. Gohan falls out of Super Saiyan and lands unconscious on the ground. Goku slowly gets up and cradles the young boy in his arms, not knowing what just happened, but glad that it's over. He can get him home soon. Goku then turns to Vegeta, the source of all this madness. He tells Krillin to take Gohan home and thinks that he can finish this off himself. He gives Krillin 2 senzu beans and then they just fly away. He vows to fight the prince no matter what. He's been the cause of all of this and Goku's going to be the one to finally end this. But before they can actually do anything, Vegeta shouts out, "Wait!" And this catches Goku off guard. What? Wait? I thought Saiyans were all about fighting. Why aren't you doing so? Vegeta has been thinking, you see, and he's realized something. That boy's power level went over 40,000 before the scouter blew up. There's nobody in Frieza's forces that is anywhere near as strong as that. We're talking about powers that are almost 50,000. That is something that only the likes of the Ginyu Force could rival. All of this from a child? And he still has his tail. There's so much potential to be had here. If somehow they could use the power of Ozaru as well as that Super Saiyan power, or whatever it is, then it could be of use, and it could even take out Frieza! At last, Vegeta may be able to get one over the Emperor and take on the whole thing and become a brand new ruler. Vegeta then explains all of this to Goku, who doesn't believe a single word what he's saying. But at the same time, Goku doesn't really have any better ideas as to what this power could be. Goku then talks to King Kai telepathically to ask whether any of this is true. Super Saiyans, Vegeta, hidden power, that kind of stuff. Sure enough it is. Many thousands of years ago, there was a legendary Super Saiyan who tore the galaxy apart with its power and lack of control. No pressure there then. Vegeta's plan is slowly coming together. He's managed to find Saiyans and Saiyan hybrids who could help him enact out his plan, so let's just play along with this dullard for now. He's a low-class warrior, but, you know, let's just put this for the moment because there is someone there who could take Vegeta out lickety-split. And besides, Vegeta wants to see whether this gravy train goes somewhere interesting. So long as it doesn't go anywhere near Frieza just yet, things should just remain peachy. So yeah, the fight ends right there, with Krillin taking Gohan home and the fight ending in a truce. Goku then asks, why does Frieza need to be toppled exactly? What did he do? Well, Vegeta then goes on to say that ever since Planet Vegeta was destroyed and Frieza took him on as a kid, he was treated like lower class scum. Something that Vegeta took really badly and still does to this day. That's it, really, as far as Vegeta knows. And this makes Goku think there has to be something more than this. And he talks to King Kai again telepathically, asking, what happened with this Planet Vegeta exactly? Is what Vegeta said true? It wasn't those meteorites that Vegeta was led to believe. It was, yeah, Frieza. Oh man. Goku thinks that he should tell Vegeta, but King Kai says don't do it just yet. You managed to calm Vegeta down. He could still blow up the planet or destroy it or just engulf it in flames, so let's just keep him sweet. Goku then toes the line, and hey, if all goes really well, he might have a really interesting and quite compelling sparring partner slash rival. With that, Goku takes Vegeta to Capture Corps because he doesn't know any better, and then also the bodies of Tenshinhan, Yamcha and Piccolo, with the latter promising not to betray them, at least not for the moment, because things are looking pretty rosy right now for him. When he's got what he wants, or if things are going nowhere, he will then betray them. Now with Krillin fully healed, the gang meet up there to try and discuss what they're gonna do because there's no more Dragon Balls and 3 of their comrades are dead. And naturally, Krillin and Bulma are horrified that Goku brought Vegeta here, but then Goku says that, don't worry guys, he's here, he's on our side, he's got a reason, he's got something that we can use. But that being said, it doesn't mean that Vegeta's the most hospitable of guests, because he then spends most of the time just chewing out Krillin going like, oh my god, your friends are so weak, ah. Goku then decides that, things are not going really well. I know what will make him turn good, or at least on our side. Let's tell him about that big bombshell that King Kai promised me not to tell. And then King Kai's going, no, Goku, don't! But Goku then says that, oh no, it was Frieza that destroyed Planet Vegeta and not meteorites. That just leaves Vegeta off guard. What? He grabs Goku and demands that he takes that back. Surely Frieza wouldn't have done that. He couldn't have been that evil. But then King Kai comes over the blower, speaking through Vegeta's head. Now he's reticent that, yeah, there's no going back now, and says that it is indeed true. This stuns Vegeta into another round of silence. Well, another reason to take out Frieza then. Nay, this is the even better reason why. How dare that snake lie to him for so long! Vegeta then slams his fist into the wall, leaving a gaping hole in it, which causes Bulma to just chew him out, like nobody's business. Vegeta then sits down and asks the 64,000 Zenny question. What do we do with the boy? And that's where we're gonna leave things for right now. So there we go. With Vegeta now witnessing the legendary Super Saiyan power in the flesh, he's now actually changed his priorities. Here, he could utilize this once fabled power to his advantage and maybe acquire it for himself one of these days. Then nobody would be able to stop him. And now he can claim his birthright and avenge his fallen people. But mostly it's about taking out Frieza and becoming stronger. It's far too an exciting prospect to pass up. He's not gonna kill these fools right now. Besides, he's got no obligations back on Frieza Planet 79. He's got no reason to be loyal to Frieza anymore. Hey, he's got a stronger power. He can now go for the win against these clowns. So what do you guys think? Do you think Vegeta will get what he wants? How do you think his dynamic will change now he's starting to toe the line earlier? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later!